Life is like a journey filled with tough challenges and difficult times. Sometimes these challenges can feel really hard and make us feel like we're being stretched to our limits. But guess what? Even though these tough times can be really hard to go through, they can also teach us important lessons and make us stronger in the end. Imagine if you could learn how to not just survive these tough times, but actually come out of them even stronger and happier. That's where a really smart guy named Marcus Aurelius comes in. He was a super famous Roman emperor and philosopher who lived a long time ago. He wrote down a lot of really wise things that can help us learn how to be tough and strong when life gets tough. So today we're going to learn from him and figure out how to be tough and brave when life throws tough stuff our way. Ready to get started? Let's do this. Lesson 1. Mastering your perspective. The first thing we're going to learn is how to look at things in a positive way, even when they seem really tough. This is called mastering your perspective. It's like putting on a pair of glasses that help you see the bright side of things, even when it's hard. So, how do we do this? Well, first, we need to pay attention to how we feel and what we think about. This is called self-awareness. Then, we can practice something called mindfulness, which means being really present and focusing on what's happening right now. Another thing we can do is called cognitive reframing. This is like looking at a problem from a different angle to find a solution. And lastly, we should try to be around positive people and things that make us happy. This helps us stay strong and positive, even when things get tough. By doing these things, we can become really good at seeing the good in every situation and staying strong even when life gets hard. Lesson 2. Embrace acceptance. The next lesson we're going to talk about is called Embrace Acceptance. This is all about learning to be okay with things we can't change. Sometimes life throws us curveballs, and we have to learn to roll with the punches. So, how do we do this? Well, first, we need to realize that life is full of surprises, and not all of them are good. But that's okay. It's normal for things to not always go the way we want them to. Next, we can try things like meditation, which is like taking a deep breath and calming our minds. It helps us accept things as they are, without getting upset about them. Mindfulness is also helpful. This means paying attention to what's happening right now, instead of worrying about the past or the future. Lastly, we can try journaling. This is like writing down our thoughts and feelings to help us understand them better. It can be really therapeutic and help us accept things we can't change. By practicing acceptance, we can learn to be okay with life's ups and downs and stay strong even when things don't go our way. Lesson 3. Embrace humility and empathy. All right, now let's talk about two really important things: humility and empathy. Humility is about knowing that nobody's perfect, including ourselves. It's like saying, hey, I'm pretty cool, but I'm not the best at everything, and that's okay. Empathy is all about understanding how other people feel. It's like putting yourself in someone else's shoes and trying to see things from their point of view. This can help us get along better with others and make tough situations easier to handle. When we're humble, we can admit when we make mistakes and learn from them. And when we're empathetic, we can understand why other people might feel the way they do, which helps us be kinder and make better choices. So, let's remember to be humble, admit when we're wrong, and try to understand how others feel. That way, we can build strong relationships and handle tough times with grace. Lesson 4. Cultivate gratitude. All right, let's talk about something really awesome: gratitude. Gratitude is like saying thank you, but even bigger. It's about being thankful for all the good things in our lives, even the little ones. And guess what? When we practice gratitude, it makes us feel really good inside. So, how do we do it? Well, one way is by keeping a gratitude journal. This is like writing down all the things we're thankful for every day, like a warm hug from a friend or a sunny day outside. It helps us focus on the good stuff, even when things seem tough. Another way is by practicing mindfulness. This means paying attention to what's happening right now and appreciating the little moments, like the taste of our favorite food or the sound of birds chirping outside. When we cultivate gratitude, it's like planting seeds of happiness in our hearts. It makes us feel happier, healthier, and more able to handle the tough stuff that comes our way. So, let's remember to say thank you for all the good things in our lives, big and small. Lesson 5. Adopt a growth mindset. All right, let's talk about having a growth mindset. This is a really cool way of thinking that says we can get better at things if we practice and work hard. So, instead of thinking, I can't do this, a growth mindset says, I can't do this yet, but I'll get better with practice. It's like believing in ourselves and knowing that we can learn and grow. One way to have a growth mindset is to see challenges as opportunities to learn new things. Instead of getting scared or giving up when things get tough, we can think of them as chances to get better. We can also look up to people who inspire us and learn from them. Maybe it's a famous athlete or a scientist who never gave up, even when things were hard. They can show us that with hard work and dedication, we can achieve our goals too. And don't forget about our friends and family. They're like our cheerleaders, cheering us on and helping us when things get tough. We can lean on them for support and encouragement when we need it. So let's remember to believe in ourselves, see challenges as opportunities, learn from inspiring people, and lean on our support network. With a growth mindset, we can achieve anything we set our minds to. Lesson 6. Rational thinking. All right, let's talk about using our brains in a really smart way. This is called rational thinking. It's like being a detective and looking for clues to solve a mystery. So, what does rational thinking mean? It means asking questions and looking for evidence before we make up our minds about something. Instead of just believing the first thing we hear, we ask, is this really true? How do we know? We also look at things from different angles. It's like trying on different pairs of glasses to see which one helps us see things more clearly. By exploring different explanations, we can find the best solution to a problem. When we use rational thinking, it's like turning on a flashlight in a dark room. It helps us see things more clearly and make better decisions. So let's remember to ask questions, look for evidence, and explore different explanations. With rational thinking, we can navigate challenges with confidence and success. Lesson 7. Nurture inner tranquility. All right, let's talk about something really important: inner tranquility. This is like having a calm and peaceful feeling inside, even when things around us are crazy. So, how do we do this? Well, first, we need to realize that our thoughts have a big impact on how we feel. It's like our thoughts are the boss of our feelings. So, if we can learn to control our thoughts, we can feel more calm and peaceful. One way to do this is by practicing healthy coping mechanisms. This means finding ways to deal with stress and tough situations without getting too upset. Maybe it's taking deep breaths, going for a walk, or talking to a friend. And don't forget about gratitude. This is like saying thank you for all the good things in our lives. When we focus on the positive stuff, it helps us feel happier and more at peace. By recognizing the power of our thoughts, mastering them, using healthy coping mechanisms, and practicing gratitude, we can feel more calm and peaceful inside. So let's remember to take deep breaths, focus on the good stuff, and stay calm, even when things get tough. Lesson 8. Embrace detachment. All right, let's talk about something called embrace detachment. This is like learning to let go of things that we can't control, like when it rains on the day of a picnic. So, how do we do this? Well, first, we need to pay attention to how we feel and react to things. It's like being a detective and noticing how we respond when something happens. Next, we can try to understand that everything in life is always changing. It's It's like the seasons. They come and go, but we can't stop them. When we realize that things won't stay the same forever, it helps us let go of the things we can't control. Another thing we can do is think about what's really important to us. These are our values, like being kind or helping others. When we focus on what matters most, it helps us see that some things aren't worth getting upset about. And lastly, we can try spiritual practices, like meditation or prayer. These help us feel connected to something bigger than ourselves, which can give us strength when things are tough. By embracing detachment, we learn to let go of things we can't control, like the weather or what other people think of us. It helps us stay calm and strong, no matter what life throws our way. So, let's remember to pay attention to our thoughts, understand that things change, focus on what's important, and find strength in spiritual practices. With detachment, we can face life's challenges with grace and courage. Lesson 9. Keeping up the good work. Keeping up the good work is super important for staying strong inside and out. Imagine you have a big goal, like climbing a mountain. Instead of trying to climb it all at once, you break it down into smaller steps, like reaching certain checkpoints along the way. Each time you reach one of these checkpoints, you pat yourself on the back and say, "Hey, I did it." This helps you see how far you've come and gives you a boost to keep going. But sometimes things don't go as planned. Maybe the weather gets bad or you trip on a rock. That's okay. It's important to be kind to yourself, like how you would be to a friend. You can say, "It's all right, everyone makes mistakes. Let's try again." By taking small steps, celebrating your progress, and being kind to yourself, you can keep moving forward even when things get tough. And that's how you build up your inner strength and resilience, like a superhero. Lesson 10. Keep moving forward. This last lesson is all about pushing forward no matter what gets in your way. Imagine you're on a big adventure, like sailing across the ocean. Along the way, you might run into storms or rough waters. But no matter what, you keep sailing towards your destination. Just like sailing, achieving your goals means breaking them into smaller steps. It's like drawing a map with lots of little checkpoints along the way. Each time you reach one, you say, "I did it," and feel proud of yourself. Sometimes things might not go as planned. Maybe you hit a big wave or get lost for a bit. That's okay. It happens to everyone. Instead of being hard on yourself, be kind. Tell yourself, "It's all right, I'll figure it out." By taking things one step at a time, celebrating your progress, and being gentle with yourself, you can keep moving forward on your journey. And that's how you become strong on the inside, like a brave explorer facing all the challenges of the sea. Lesson 11. Being kind to yourself. This lesson is all about treating yourself with kindness, especially when things get tough. Imagine you're your own best friend, and you need some comforting. Self-compassion means giving yourself a big hug when you're feeling down, just like you would to a friend who's feeling sad. When you make a mistake or things don't go your way, it's easy to feel upset with yourself. But instead of being mean, try being understanding. Think, "It's okay. Everyone messes up sometimes." By being gentle with yourself and understanding that everyone has rough days, you can feel better inside. It's like having a superpower that helps you bounce back from tough times. And the more you practice self-compassion, the stronger and happier you'll become. Lesson 12. Being flexible. This lesson is all about being able to bend and change when things around you do. Think of it like being a tree in the wind. When the wind blows, the tree doesn't break because it can sway and move with the breeze. Life is always throwing new things at us, like when plans suddenly change or something unexpected happens. Instead of getting stuck or upset, we can learn to go with the flow. Being adaptable means being okay with change and being open to trying new things. It's like being a superhero who can switch powers depending on the situation. By learning to adapt and adjust when things don't go as planned, we can keep moving forward and reaching for our goals no matter what challenges come our way. Lesson 13. Making friends and being there for each other. This lesson is about how important it is to have friends and people who care about you. Think of it like having a team of superheroes by your side. When you have friends, you're not alone. They can cheer you up when you're feeling down and help you when things get tough. It's like having a bunch of sidekicks who always have your back. But it's not just about having friends. It's also about being a good friend yourself. That means listening when someone needs to talk, giving hugs when someone's sad, and celebrating with them when something good happens. When we all support each other and feel like we belong, we become stronger together. It's like having a big family where everyone cares about each other. And that's how we can all stay happy and resilient, no matter what comes our way. Lesson 14. Learning to wait. This lesson is all about being patient, which means waiting calmly when things don't happen right away. It's like planting a seed and waiting for it to grow into a big, strong tree. Sometimes we want things to happen fast, like getting better at a game or understanding a tricky math problem. But good things often take time, just like baking a cake or learning to ride a bike. Being patient means not giving up when things don't go as planned. It's like taking a deep breath and saying, "I'll get there eventually." When we're patient, we can stay calm and keep trying even when things are tough. It's like having a superpower that helps us keep going, no matter what obstacles come our way. And that's how we become strong on the inside, ready to face whatever challenges life throws at us. Lesson 15. Being okay with being imperfect. This lesson is about understanding that it's okay to not be perfect. Imagine you're drawing a picture, and instead of worrying about every little mistake, you just enjoy the process. We all make mistakes and have things we're not great at. But that's what makes us who we are. Embracing imperfection means accepting ourselves, flaws and all, just like we accept our favorite toys even if they have a scratch or two. When we're okay with not being perfect, it takes a weight off our shoulders. We can try new things without worrying about getting everything right the first time. It's like learning to ride a bike. We might fall down a few times, but that's how we get better. And when we make mistakes, we don't beat ourselves up about it. Instead, we see them as chances to learn and grow. It's like turning a stumble into a dance move. By accepting ourselves for who we are, flaws and all, we become stronger and more resilient. It's like becoming our own best friend, cheering ourselves on no matter what. And that's how we can bounce back from tough times even stronger than before. Wrapping it all up. So, to sum it all up, these 15 lessons we've learned from Marcus Aurelius are like a treasure map guiding us to be stronger on the inside. Just like how a superhero trains to become stronger, we can use these lessons to build our own resilience and inner strength. Life is like a big adventure, full of ups and downs. But with these lessons in our backpack, we can face whatever challenges come our way with courage and determination. By remembering Marcus Aurelius's wisdom and the things we've learned, we can be like knights in shining armor, ready to conquer any dragons that stand in our path. So let's keep these lessons close to our hearts and use them every day. That way, we can be the best versions of ourselves, living life with bravery, wisdom, and strength, just like Marcus Aurelius did so many years ago.